last week, I started telling you the story of a little girl who worked really hard to earn these fake pearls. And when she got them, she loved them so much. Well, her father would come into her each night and ask her if she would give him her pearls. And she would tell him, "I just can't, Daddy, I love them." And one night when he came into her, she was crying on her bed. And he asked her what was wrong, and she said, "Daddy, I love you so much, I want you to have my pearls." And he pulled out of his pocket a box that had a strand of real pearls in it. He knew that when his little daughter was willing to give up her fake pearls, then she would be able to fully appreciate the value of the real pearls. We're in this class because we need great educations to fulfill our personal missions. And if we work hard and sacrifice for our educations, we will get great educations and we will also truly love and value them. Thomas Paine said in The American Crisis, "The harder the conflict, the more glorious the triumph. What we obtain too cheap, we esteem too lightly." In our church, the prophets are always telling us how important education is. So of course it's going to take a lot of hard work to get one. And a great education is worth hard work. This year is my first doing dance, and at first it seemed really easy for me, but as we started getting more advanced, I started having a hard time, and I was struggling because I didn't have any previous experience dancing. So I thought about quitting, but I didn't. And I had to work really hard to keep up with everyone. But now I really appreciate all the experiences I've had because I had to work so much harder for it. So when we work hard for our educations, especially if it doesn't come easily, we will be able to value our educations and the knowledge we gain. Things are more important to us when we know exactly how much they cost. It takes hard study, dedicated time, pushing our comfort zone, submitting to mentors, and committing to finish assignments. Working hard for something makes you value it, but when you also have to sacrifice, it only brings the worth up to the next level. James Allen said, "There can be no progress, no achievement without sacrifice." What is sacrifice? Sacrifice is being willing to give up something good for something better. Aaron Ralston was out hiking alone when an 800-pound rock shifted and trapped his arm underneath. He was stuck there for 5 days, and just when he was about to give up and die, he had a vision of a 3-year-old boy running to him and picking him up with just his left arm. He knew that was his future son, so he cut off his own arm. He gave up his arm and went through much discomfort so that he could have a family. I can only imagine how much more he would value his life and his son, knowing what he had to go through to be there. None of us will have to give up our arms for a great education, but we do have to sacrifice our time, energy, fun activities, entertaining books or movies, parties. But in the long run, the more we sacrifice, the more we get, and the more we appreciate it. There's no better example of the love and appreciation that comes from hard work and sacrifice than that of mothers. In the past 2 weeks, both my sisters had their babies, and they went through 9 months of discomfort and then hours of hard labor. But when they finally get to hold their baby, you can see the love in their faces. And the first thing that both my sisters said was, "You're worth it." And then they continue to care for the baby as they grow older. And when we put hard work and sacrifice into our educations because they're worth that, we will love and cherish them and care for our educations throughout our lives. And just like the little girl whose father gave her real pearls when she gave up her beloved fake ones, our Father in heaven will bless us with greater knowledge and appreciation when we work and are willing to sacrifice for the education He wants us to have to fulfill our personal missions.